also took a trip there with Lord of Life people a couple of years ago. So why don't we pray and then we'll get going. Holy God, for the beauty of this day, for good friends and new friends, for dreaming about adventures that lead us deeper into your promises, we give you thanks this day. Thank you so much for Tony and for his staff here in the States and all around the world that seek to connect fellow pilgrims with these stories from Scripture. Bless and guide our night tonight. What a gift it is to be together. Amen. Would you please welcome Tony? I don't know if you want to put this in your pocket or leave it there.
I want to look professional.
Okay.
So however that looks, I want to look that way. Thank you all. Thank you, Pastor. It's definitely honored to be here again with you. I was fortunate to be here, 3 years ago, planning for the Holy Land trip. Unfortunately, we had to postpone that, but we got to always look for the resurrection. We're looking for the new trip, and hopefully this is going to be nice. Maybe introduction to the Holy Land when we go in 27, hopefully. You have to plant those seeds, you gotta be ready. Tony Alboeto, Good Shepherd Travel. We're the one who's putting everything together for you here. We planned this trip from A to Z, from flights, hotels, guides, meals, all of the above. We're in charge. But if anything goes wrong, Pastor Lowell. So just want to make sure you guys, you have that recording, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So awesome.
I know there's a little bit of an echo in here. I want to make sure everybody can hear. Okay.
Good. All right. Perfect. Again, we're going to be putting everything together for you, and I just want to kind of highlight just about our situation today. Currently, we have 4 groups that are traveling in Greece, and we have 3 groups that are traveling in Italy right now, as we speak. Actually, the groups that are in Italy got the chance to participate in the welcoming of the new Pope. And so, actually, some of them made it to on national news yesterday. So, I don't know. So, if you see, you saw it. Huh? Yes. So I'm not telling a story. So yeah, it's amazing. It feels really, really good to be able to put these trips together. Obviously, we specialize in the Holy Land, and that's because I'm from there. But again, when I went to took this pilgrimage to Greece about 8 years ago, and for me, I didn't think anything could top the Holy Land. Obviously, it's the Holy Land. It's where Jesus walked and where Christianity was born. When I went to Greece myself, I was not impressed at first, but when I started hearing the stories and visiting Corinth or Philippi or Thessaloniki and understanding what Paul was coming from when he was writing these letters, to me it was like, okay, the light bulb kind of went on. And for me, I understood the importance of the apostles. I mean, I knew they were important, but I just never really, when you know something, but you really don't think about it too much, and then all of a sudden, wow, okay, without this, we wouldn't have that. And this is what it is. Without the disciples, we will not have Christianity today. Jesus, after his crucifixion and death, and burial, all the disciples went, the closest ones, they went back to doing whatever they were doing, until the resurrection. And that's when Christianity took a completely different meaning. And that's when Christianity was started to spread everywhere, and through the disciples. So walking in the footsteps of St. Paul is definitely something that will give us that satisfaction of understanding our own path and our own pilgrimage and our own way of spreading the Gospels to many generations to come. So I just want to share that with you. So let's talk about this trip. This is an amazing trip that we put together. We have been working on this itinerary for many years to fine-tune it, to make sure it goes to our people, the people that we bring from the United States to Greece, to make it where it flows really nicely. It includes everything that you would think about Paul's life and his letters. All of that is to help you prepare. And I know Pastor Lowell, he's wonderful about putting things like that together, especially with, when it comes to the letters to Paul, or Paul's letters. So we talk about the general information about your documents and final packets, what we call it. The final packet, we usually mail it off about a month before the trip. The final packet will include, we have like a swag bag. A swag bag will have the hats, the luggage tags, the backpacks, the name badges. All of that will come in the final packet, which is about a month before. What else you get in that packet? You get your final ticket confirmation. You get your final itinerary and hotel confirmation. We provide you with tip envelopes. We even provide you with washcloths, because in Europe they don't believe in washcloths. So we thought of that for you. Thank you. So those are some of the things that will be in the final packet, which you'll receive about a month before the trip. Now here we talk about the international flight. I mentioned earlier this trip will start in Detroit. And the reason why, because CVG, Cincinnati, or Columbus, if we have to use any of those airports, we would have to make a hop over to Chicago, Dallas, New York, somewhere, and then hop over another flight, and then the final flight over. From Detroit, we take Turkish, one flight into Istanbul, one flight into Saloniki. So it's one stop. That's it. The return, if you are taking the extension, it's a direct flight, Istanbul, Dallas, or Detroit. Very simple. So there's no chance for missing connections or any lost luggage or delayed luggage or anything like that. The nice thing is, Pastor Lowell twisted the other arm. He made me include a round-trip bus from church, airport, airport, church. You don't have to worry about parking. You don't have to worry about gas, any of that.
You don't have to worry about me falling asleep at the wheel.
There you go. I wasn't going to go there. From this church, yes, it will be picked up, and yes, and then on the return back, the same thing. You will be picked up as a group from Detroit back here. So that's already going to be pre-planned. Yes, sir. So we'll have, I would almost guarantee, I would say maybe 90% of the people will take the extension based off of other groups. So those who doesn't, then they have to find their way home. It's no big deal. No, I'm joking. No. The nice thing is that we left the way we do it, we left the cruise to the last day. So those who, when the cruise disembark in Athens, those who are continue on to the extension, they'll get on a flight, we'll take them to Istanbul. Those who are coming back home, they will get on a flight, we'll go to Istanbul. But those, the ones that are extending, they will stay in Istanbul, the other ones will continue back home. So it's very, very easy, very simple, and we've done it many times, so it's very...
Another question I have, how is the climate increase at that time?
Page 7, coming to it. No, we are getting to it. It will be another few pages. But those are the questions we want. Those are, definitely we want you to be engaged. Again, you are here. You're asking questions. The people online, they're not. And so you're helping them out too also. So we want to make sure that, we answer all these questions. And again, this is a preliminary meeting. This is one of many to help you prepare for this beautiful journey. So we talked about flight connection. Now, Turkish is Star Alliance. So they are Star Alliance partners, so they're partnered with United. If anyone has any type of status with United, or if you collect United miles, the miles will be added to that account for you on this with Turkish. So they're code share with United. We talk about passports and visas. Now, to be to a certain point. So, like most countries, especially European countries, will require passports. We're not in June. No, you have to, yeah, you have to have a year. And believe it or not, I know you probably remember like a couple years ago how bad, applying for a renewed passport or applying for a new passport, it would take months. I applied for mine in mid-February. I got it in 2 weeks. So I did it online. So it was I was in front of my computer. I filled out the application, gave them the picture, sent the money. It was done like literally within 10, 15 minutes. Comfort of my home, and like I said, it was 2 weeks. So it was pretty quick. All right. Yeah. So if you do want to allow, typically 4 to 8 weeks for a passport. Even you have Canadian passport, yeah, that pretty much will be the same thing. But so you got plenty of time. Pastor, he wanted to give you guys enough leeway for you to plan for this trip, and this is going to be a really nice trip, and I think the perfect time to go right after Easter. And so this is, perfect time. Visas, no, that's one thing. Currently, there's no visas required. However, the European Union have been working on a form, an online form that you have to fill out before your trip there. That form was supposed to be implemented last year. They postponed it to this year. And guess what? They postponed it again till next year. We don't know when, but I will promise you that as soon as we know, we'll let you know. If you need it, we'll let you know. If you don't need it, we'll let you know. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's a 5-10 minute form. You fill it out online. You pay a $10 or $13 fee. I don't know what it is. And that's it. You got your clearance, and that's what they will need. All right. We talk about health precautions. All right, so health precautions, obviously there are no inoculations or vaccine needed or required to travel to Europe. There are no protocols no mask, nothing. Okay? The only thing they will have is couple recommended vaccines that it's recommended by the CDC. These are the traditional vaccines that most countries would require, which is hepatitis, I think A or B, a tetanus shot. Those are recommended by the CDC. So what we ask you to do is check the CDC and also run that by your primary care. Your primary care would be the one to give you the best judgment whether this is something you need or, you know what, you just got your tetanus shot 5 years ago, you don't need it. So there you go. We talk about here arrival procedure. When you arrive in Thessaloniki or Turkey or Athens, whichever airport, you go through passport control. You get your passport checked, and then they'll clear you to get your luggage. Once you pick up your luggage, you'll exit towards the waiting hall. The waiting hall will look like something like the foyer back there. It'll be usually, you go out, and there's only one way. You can go out, and there you will meet your guide and driver. Your guide and driver will have a sign with Pastor Lowell on it. Or maybe I can change it to Tara. It's better. And they will have the Good Travel logo. Very simple, very easy. But if you've seen the video, you can see that our group will have a nice orange, bright logo on there. And the guide will probably pick you out before you can see him or her upon arrival. All right, we talk about luggage. Now, you are allowed one checked luggage, one carry-on, and one personal item. Those are all are included with the airline ticket. The checked luggage is what you put underneath the belly of the plane, where you check it in Detroit and you don't see it until you reach your destination. The same on the return. You know, you check it in Athens or Istanbul, and you don't see it until you get to Detroit. Now, the carry-on is what you put. And a personal item would be like a backpack. That would be a personal item if you can see her backpack over there, or a purse. That would be a personal item back there. Those are considered personal items. So checked luggage, up to 50 pounds, carry-on, and then a personal item. Those are all included. Yes, ma'am. So there are laundry facilities and laundry service. Most hotels that we will visit, they will be just a little bit expensive. So one of the recommendations from the pilgrims would be like to use Those are very good questions. Luggage, we covered that. We talk about insurance. Now, travel insurance is definitely demographic customers, the destinations and the cost and all of that. So we have a company that we recommend and we work with. And we will provide you, whenever we process your application, we'll provide you with automatic quote. You can choose to work with Travel Guard, or if you worked with another company in the past, you're more than welcome to work with them again. We don't dictate who you work with. We just ask that you look into it, and we don't even ask you to supply us with copies. Ultimately, this is your choice whether you want to get it or not. So, we talk about money and currency currency exchange. Now, in Europe, they use euros. So we do ask or recommend for you to purchase euros ahead of your trip. You can purchase in a couple different places. I know of two. One would be AAA. Another one would be your bank. You'll be able to purchase euros at your bank. You don't need a whole lot. A lot of people ask us, what do you recommend? I mean, it's hard to say because it's really depending on individual spending habits. 300 to 500 euros maybe per person would be ideal. Again, the only thing you need to worry about is tips for guide and driver, personal expense. Those are some of the things that you need to worry about.
So, let's say we're traveling and we have to go to the shop or something like that. Are cards an issue?
No, that's my next thing. Credit card, debit cards are widely accepted. You could buy a bottle of water at the local convenience store with your debit card. You can buy a nice, beautiful icon, or maybe a rug. Oh, you guys didn't get to go to the rug place. In Turkey, you can buy a really nice, expensive rug if you like. But yes, widely accepted, the credit card, debit card. Now, just make sure that Visa, MasterCard is going to be the ones that are going to be widely accepted. Discover, American Express are not. So most likely you will be turned down if you're using your Amex or Discover. And also, if you have one of those travel cards, like for example, like American Airline card or Delta card, those have they give you like zero foreign transaction fee. Foreign transaction fee is something annoying that the banks want to charge you like 2% here, 1% there, and you can see that coming in as a separate transaction. If you're using one of those travel cards, you don't have to worry about that because they waive those foreign transaction fee. And so look into that. Would be good. Definitely be good. Something good to look into. All right. I promise I'm almost finished. Another way to get euros would be through an ATM. Yeah, very good. ATM will be another good way when you reach Athens or Saloniki. Most of the hotels we use are centrally located where you can just walk out and use an ATM around the corner, or some of the hotels will have ATMs inside the hotels. So that would be a good way for you to get it at a reasonably good exchange rate. Airports, avoid at all costs. Don't exchange money at the airport because they will charge you close to about 30% conversion fee. So there's exchange fee and there's conversion fee. There you go. Yes, sir.
We used to deal with a company called TravelX.
Travel? Yes, that's a. Oh yes, yep, yeah. So definitely, for travel insurance, there's thousands of companies. So again, we work with Travel Guard because we established a relationship with them. We've been working with them for 10 years, and we know their process, and it's pretty simple. Other companies are great, and again, we don't discriminate where you choose to go. It's definitely up to you. Air by itself, you can do cancellation by itself, so there's many different products. The one we sell, it caters to our people, and it's like everything in one package. Oh, you're talking about travelers' checks. So it's like is it like a disposable debit card? Is that okay? So I've heard of the disposable, well, not disposable, but like you can refill them as you go. The driver will get and what we have for you for the excursions. Okay, let me just kind of go through that real quick for you. And these, again, these are all recommendations. We ask that you tip based off of your means and the level of service. So if you feel that the guy didn't do a good job, we'll just fire him. Two for the guide and one for the driver. And those are put together by the cruise ship, so they're not really staff. So, you know, they make enough money, so that's enough for them. So we mentioned guide and tour escort. Okay, you will have a guide with you throughout the whole trip on the land, and then we hire a tour escort to join you on the ship. One of the few companies that do that, and it's an added service, we do it because I want Pastor Lowell not to call me every 2.5 seconds. What do we do? Where we go? No, I'm joking. The tour escort's job is to make sure that all the logistics are taken care of on the ship. They'll be there to facilitate where you will be, when, meeting points. They will escort you off the ship. If you decide not to take an excursion, for example, you know, they will take you to the center of town, show you where the nice restaurant. They'll be there just kind of holding your hand, making sure there's someone there to ask questions and make sure that you know what you need. So they're really, really good and helpful to be with you. And again, we consider them as tour guides, but you know, we call them escorts because they're not really guides. So they're part of the team. We talk about hotel accommodations. We use excellent 4-star hotels. What I mean by 4-star hotels, we're talking about Courtyard by Marriott type, Holiday Inn type hotels, very clean, centrally located, great food options, friendly service, and that's what we look for. We don't look for the Ritz-Carlton, no fancy hotels. Ideal hotels for pilgrims that are, only 50 people can share one bathroom. I need to stop the joking. They're not getting it like And almost all of them will have a bar, rooftop bar, so that's where you find Pastor. So, all right, we'll talk about adapters and converters. Now, when you're in Europe, they have funky looking wall plugs, and also they have, the electricity is different. Their electricity is 220 volts, and what we use here is 110. So we use half of what they use. Just want to point out a couple things. A converter that will convert the electricity from 220 to 110 is what a lot of companies recommend. We don't recommend that. The reason why is that you should not need it if you're not planning on taking something that draws heavy electricity. Heavy electricity meaning like hair dryers, curling irons, the microwave draws heavy electricity. If you're not planning on taking any of those, you don't need a converter. What you need is an adapter. An adapter is what adapts the wall plug to what we have, a US plug. Adapter does not convert electricity, but it just adapts to the wall. Cell phones, laptops, camera chargers, those light electronics will have built-in converters. So all you need is just that little adapter for you to plug in. And guess what? We will provide you with one adapter per traveler. So now if you need more, obviously, you have to check with Pastor. He has extras. One thing we like to point out is cell phones. Cell phones, you are able to take your cell phone with you and use it. What we recommend is check with your service provider, see what type of international coverage you have or you may need. Now, if you don't need international coverage, and you just need to use your phone like for FaceTime, or there's third-party apps like WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, FaceTime. Those things, all you need is an internet connection for you to be able to use those. Now, internet connection you will have free throughout the whole trip, except on the ship where the internet is going to be very, very bad, even if free or even if you pay for it, it's going to be bad. But that's a good way to disconnect anyways. The buses will have Wi-Fi. Airports, hotels, buses will all have free Wi-Fi. Buses will have Wi-Fi that is protected, password protected. Text message like you're using international calling plan. I'm like, what? Really? I'm 38,000 feet above, in the sky, and I'm getting charged international coverage. So that's technology for you. All right. I promise you I almost finished. Just don't want to mix. Okay. We do talk about meals. Meals are typically going to be buffet style for breakfast and dinner. Some restaurants will serve you plated dinner, so 3-4 course meal for the dinner. But breakfast, almost every hotel will have buffet style. And again, we choose the hotels based off of their cleanliness, friendliness, and the meals, how nice the food is and the options they have. And all the hotels we use are excellent. So, at least I think so.
We had a lot of pictures of our food because it was so good.
There you go. Now those are breakfast and dinners. Now lunches are pastors paying for them. So depending where you are that particular day, like for example, when you are in Philippi, they have a beautiful restaurant that's in part of the park. We'll call them National Park, and they serve beautiful, really nice food there, and that's where you usually have lunch. Some places where you will have lunch is like service stations. Service stations over there is like, well, how do you describe the service station? It's not like just like no. Like there's sit-down restaurants and yeah.
Howard Johnson's used to be. So it's a gas station, gift shop, bakery, but also
Everything.
fantastic restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
bakeries are amazing, even at these spot stops or some of them.
yes. So no, definitely. And that you will have at least one stop there, because when you're driving from Saloniki down to Athens, you will be driving like a couple hours to your next stop, and that's where you will stop for lunch typically. Yes.
So, the different locations that we'll be staying at, where we typically have dinner at their restaurant within that hotel?
For usually in yes, Saloniki, absolutely. Along the way between Saloniki and Athens, not so much, depending on where the hotel is. But in Athens, absolutely.
The group that, say it's one of the situations not the group will go to a place together.
Oh yeah, everything we will plan as a group. I thought you were referring, like you were thinking, like maybe if you wanted to do something on your own, if you wanted to go out and have dinner on your own. Oh yeah.
And these places are all set up by Good Shepherd. So we walk in and we ask you if you want white or red wine or beer, if you want the fish or the chicken, and stuff is like we're in and out of these places with our whole group in 45 minutes.
Yeah, everything is going to be
All set up.
pre-organized. So so we try not to waste your time. And why you spoil the wine? Man? Don't tell them about the wine. Man. We got to leave some surprises. You had a question? The question was about food allergy. It's an excellent question. Always look forward for that. Now, any food allergies, dietary restrictions, please notify us. We will document it. We will pass that information to the airline, to the hotels, to the restaurants that we work with. And they will do absolutely their best to accommodate, whether it's gluten, whether it's allergic to tomatoes. I mean, we had, there's many different dietary restrictions, and we're happy to accommodate. There will be always an option for you.
I do have one question. Unfortunately, sometimes I tend to get that traveler's diarrhea junk. So I always carry something with me, to help. But anyway, I don't know, is Greek food, is it pretty good, or is that recommended?
Are you asking me if the Greek food is good?
I think it's good, you know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. No, that.
It happens sometimes because it's a change in my diet.
The change of diet definitely will affect more, some people, some more than others. I mean, the food is, again, it's clean, it's well made, it's great quality. Now, some people have sensitivity, obviously, and that will affect. And that's the next thing I was going to talk about is tap water. Now, tap water is clean. It's usually filtered, okay? But that filtration doesn't really take care of what's going to make you upset or sick, which is microbiotics or bacteria. The bacteria over there, it's normal. Our water here has bacteria, but it's normal. But our bacteria, our bodies is used to it. Their bacteria, our bodies is not used to it. So we ask for you to avoid drinking tap water. And that includes ice if you have sensitivity.
love that stuff. I could just sit there and eat it all day, but, you know, I mean,
We'll get to you.
it doesn't like me and stuff. I mean, I have to eat it in small increments.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm diabetic,
Okay.
so I travel a lot, and I always come prepared, I bring things with me. But in case I run out of what I prepared, is there a place to get like something that's sugary so that I can get it into my system really fast, or there's like no place that like that?
No, I mean there's convenience stores throughout. I mean you're going to a place where it's lots of abundant of food options and you know. Yes.
And because we're in and out of the bus all day long, we basically all have a snack bar in there too that we all just
You'll be surprised what people will pack going abroad. And the nice thing about traveling as a group is you all will become one after at least the first day. So, you know, what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine, and it just becomes like you're one big family traveling together. We get gentleman back there.
I don't know if you touched on this or not, but what is the daily itinerary, basically, when time of morning we start?
That's a very good question. We're talking about daily itinerary, and I hope folks back home are hearing the questions. I try to repeat them as best as I can so that we can cover it. But the question about the daily itinerary, typical day would start around with a wake-up call probably between 6:30 and 7 a.m. You will get over it really fast, believe me. Vacation? No. You paid way too much money for a vacation, my friend. We're going to get your money's worth, believe me, okay? So we'll have a wake-up call. You'll have a set time for breakfast. Obviously, if you're late, early, you still be able to have breakfast, but we prefer that the group they're seated together and usually have breakfast together. You have to understand a lot of these hotels will have 5, 6, 7 groups in there at a time. So they will allocate time slots for some of these groups to make it where you're not sitting there and just waiting. This is like, again, this is all done professionally. These people, the hotels, the guides, they do this on a regular basis. It's not somebody like we're going to get from the street just who speaks English to be with the group. The same for dinner. They will always have slots for dinner, whether between 6 or 7, 7:30, 8, depending on when your guide will call the hotel, will tell them, okay, we'll be at the hotel around 7 p.m., so can we have dinner at 7:30? And this is how typically it would work. So typically the day will start with a wake-up call between 6:30 and 7. You are on the bus about between 8 and 8:30. And depending on the mobility of the group, the size of the group, the guide will allocate enough time for you to be able to make the next itinerary or that day. So all of that is calculated carefully by the tour guide. And then once you have your full day visits, it could be 4, 5, maybe 5:30 p.m. Where you will return back to the hotel. And after you return back to the hotel, pretty much you're free to do whatever you like. Obviously, if they'll tell you what time is dinner. If you decide through it, that's your choice. So, is that what was the question? Awesome.
Sorry, what's the time difference?
Whereas Eastern, 6 hours.
So it's 6 hours ahead or behind?
Ahead. 6 hours ahead.
Okay, so 6 hours ahead.
Yeah, plus 6. Yes, ma'am. You guys, you have some smart people over here. You said, you see the plate breaking? That's going to be me after all these questions. That's a very good question. And if you don't mind, I'm going to leave that here for a little bit. You had a question.
I did. I wondered the areas were
You do have to worry about, the question was about where do we have to be worried about pickpockets. Anywhere you go, that is a destination for a lot of people. Rome, Barcelona, Athens, Saloniki, New York City, yeah. Remember, you on one of the most popular islands in the world. Happen. Like in the Holy Land, I will tell you, when you get to Mount of Olives, don't take anything with you. Even your phones, just leave them in the box. Comfortable for you. The crossbody bag is definitely not a bad idea. Some people maybe they're not comfortable, but again, it's what, just be more conservative, more careful, especially congested areas. And again, the guide will prepare you in advance to let you know, here, just be a little extra careful. If you need to leave something on the bus, private bus, it's only your bus. So if you need to leave anything of personal nature on there, you're going to find it there when you come back. So, I know we have some very good questions. I'm going to talk about a couple more things, and then we're going to open it up for everybody for questions. And it's just weather. All right, we have a little chart here. The chart is probably not 100% accurate. It's very close. Mid-50s is going to be the temperature for the lows and the highs. You probably have like low, I would say mid to low 60s in some areas for the highs, but it's going to be gorgeous, to be honest. I went in June, it was 90s. You're going to be outside throughout the whole day, very little shade, okay? So you want to make sure that you have like a hat with you, which we'll provide you with a hat. Having an umbrella with you is not a bad idea to keep it nice and shady. You see how the tour guide is up there with the hat. It was hot, but it was fine. I mean, you know. No. Although it did rain last week on one of our groups, but I mean, it was just like 15, 20 minutes and it was gone. So if, you know, it's not a bad idea to have like a pocket umbrella or maybe a poncho, a small light poncho is not a bad idea. But the umbrella was mainly for the sun because, again, you're outdoors pretty much throughout the whole day and very little shade areas where the guide will do their best to try to find a shady area where they're explaining about the sites, but sometimes it's not ideal. All right, language is Greek, so you have to learn Greek. The official language is Greek. English is widely spoken. Signs are going to be in English translated at all the sites. The explanation is going to have an English translation. So you will not have any problem communicating with anyone there in English. So
Can we use Google Translate?
you could absolutely do that, yes. And I would highly recommend learning a few phrases ahead of your trip. You know, good morning, thank you. You know, what's your name? You know, these are very, very basic. Pastor, maybe you can put something together for Kalimera, yes. It's like calamari, Kalimera. It's easy for me to remember that way. We have a nice, I mean, you know, suggested items for you to pack. You know, and again, it's not, you know, it's not something carved in stone. These are based on recommendations from previous pilgrims. We do have what if frequently asked questions on these sheets. And those who are watching online, now when you first register, you will get a welcome packet. A welcome packet will include these documents. And those are watching online, if you want a soft copy, just email Pastor and he will send you a soft copy for you. Okay? We do have a checklist for you. Checklist will have a lot of nice things for you to check before the trip, whether it's a couple weeks before or a few months before, just to make sure we have cross the T's and dot the I's for you. And the last few pages in this document, we'll talk about travel insurance again. Again, travel insurance will be highlighted in many different places, and 95% of our people who buy travel insurance will not file a claim. The 5%, they have to file a claim. Oh, here's Elena. She's cute. Yes. Everywhere. And no prescription, nothing. You just walk in, tell them I want this. Medication, we do recommend you to have either a copy of your medication, the prescription, or just take a picture of the bottle. And that will have your dosage, brand, which you could walk into any pharmacy and say, here is what I want. They will prescribe it for you. You'll be surprised, medication get damaged or lost or even, whatever the case may be. Having that list definitely goes a long way. So there was a couple more things that I forgot. So I So you're going to tell them that you're joining?
Many of them know Pastor Corey.
Okay, so this is going to be a joint venture with Pastor Corey and Pastor Lowell. And sadly, they're both popular. The problem we will have is capacity. So the bus capacity is 55 passengers. However, Good Shepherd Travel will not pack 55 people on that bus. We'll not pack even 80% of that on that bus. So our probably ultimate max will be like 42 to 45 at the max. So that would be the max size of that group. Now, let's say we had our meeting earlier, Epiphany. We had about 50 15 people show up. We have about, let's say, 15 people here. Yeah, maybe more. So to me, this will translate, 15 will translate to minimum of 30 registrations, and over there would translate to 30 as well. So, you know, if we have that many, obviously we're not going to be able to take all, okay? So obviously the pastors call him and Pastor Corey, whether they cap it at 45 or they open it up for each church to have their own bus. So this will be kind of something to determine at a later date as we get registrations flowing in. Was that pretty accurate, or? Okay.
So what happens if you don't get the numbers that you need and want? Do you ever open it up to other churches, or?
We don't. We don't. So the question was if we open it up to other churches. We don't. Pastor Lowell, if he has a friend, let's say in Cincinnati, if he wants to invite him and his church, that's him. We will have our minimum. We don't have a minimum really, but we will have a full trip. I can almost guarantee that. Now the question was about the cruise ship. The cruise ship that we will, or the cruise company we will work with is called Celestial. There's 2 cruise companies that will do this route. Okay, one is going to be Celestial, the other one is going to be Maria Cruise. Celestial will have, it's about 1,500 passenger ship. I'm not sure how, I think 1,200 maybe passengers and 300 crew or something like that. Wonderful ship, great food options. They will have a 24-hour buffet. They will have specialty restaurants throughout the ship. We'll have full bars. They have a casino with like 1 slot machine, I think. They will have activities. I mean, it's a really nice ship, very well done. The Cave of St. John up there on the screen. This is when you do the excursion to Patmos. And that's where you'll have a tour guide with is well put together. You will have the cruise ship. The question was the seas. Oh, the seas. So the cruise ship will be going in the Aegean Sea. So it's not like choppy or anything. Now, a lot of times, depending on the season, the cruise ship, like some of these islands may not have adequate docking space for ships or multiple ships, let's say. So they will dock close to, like in the middle, close to the port, and they will send out tinder boats. Tinder boats will hold like 60, 70 people. So they will take you from the ship onto the port. It's very, very, very smooth, very simple process. It's pretty neat, to be honest with you. And so that's how that usually worked to disembark. But most of the time we disembark on the port. The package will include inside cabins. Inside cabins is what's included in the package. If you would like to upgrade, just reach out to us. We can give you the prices for porthole, window, balcony. Those are all available at an upcharge. We don't charge it, the cruise ship charges it. So just want to let you know that in advance. Is it worth it to upgrade? That's your call. I don't think so. You're going to be out all day. The only time you're going to be in the cabin is to sleep. Just that. All day you're going to be enjoying like the islands pretty much. And so and when you reach the destination in the morning you're docked and you're ready to disembark. Almost all the disembarkation happens around 7 a.m. And usually groups, they will assign the number for this disembarkation. Like they will go, let's say they have 50 groups, they will have 1 through 50. If your number is 1, you're the first one off the ship. If your number is 50, you're in trouble. The nice thing is having the tour escort is that they're there pulling these numbers. You don't have to unpack the whole bag and pack it back up. But those are very good questions. How many? 5 so far? You're done for the night. No, go ahead, please.
Like our big suitcase is like at a hotel or whatever, and then we just pack the carry-on and we go to these different islands, and that's all.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you want to just your main stuff in the main suitcase, and then just pack change of clothes for your next destination. That way, you don't have to, unpack the whole thing. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, we just take our passport money and whatever we need.
Yes, and all the hotels will have safes. The cruise ship will have safes. Now the cruise ship is pretty the same thing as we do here when we go on a cruise ship, and that will be when you check in, you'll give them your passport. They'll scan it, they'll put it in their system. You'll give them a credit card. They'll scan it, they put it in the system. They'll give you a card. They call it the SIP card. The Greeks say SIP. They don't say ship. It's pretty cute. So they give you the ship card. The ship card will have, will be what you board and what you disembark with. This is what you use to charge drinks if you wanted to, or anything else on the ship. So you don't have to carry your passport while you're on the ship. You just need your SIP card. Very good. Any more questions? Yes. Why do I remember these things and then they disappear right away? Yeah, the Turkey extension. So the question is about the Turkey extension. Is 4 days, 3 nights into Istanbul. Once the whole group will depart from Athens on the 20th of April. Those who are extending will stay in Istanbul. Those who are coming back, they will continue on to Detroit, unless you have other arrangements. You reach Istanbul. Typically, we like to give you that night at leisure. Our hotels are going to be close to Taksim Square. Taksim Square is kind of like the main boulevard in the center of Istanbul. And that's where all the bazaars and all the shops, all the restaurants are going to be. So we'll pick you up from the airport, take you to the hotel, you check in, and get rested for that night. Or go out and explore on your own. The following day will be a full day. You'll visit all the monuments, the Hagia Sophia, the Blue Mosque, any museums, and then there's a lot of other things that we'll visit. We have the itinerary in here, and then you'll finish that day, and then the following day the same thing, except we'll do like a river cruise, where you'll visit. You'll see one day you'll do the inside, and then the other day you'll do the outside on the Bosporus River. And so again, everything is put together very nicely, and the itinerary we have it inside.
Day 14, I was thinking here, I think there's...
Yes, the typo.
Just repeating day 13.
You are absolutely right, and I apologize for that. We can send you the updated one. Yes, sir.
Well, with the cruise, I guess going out to different locations, are they pretty much tourist areas, or do we get some local flavor as far as
We do have, so most of it is going to be like tourist area, obviously, but we will have food tasting in Athens. You will have some free time in the Plaka, which is really the market for the locals. Not so much as visiting with Greeks per se. As just anything what we do is going to be as part of the itinerary. So was that what I was? Was good? Okay. So, but yes, we do try to do our best to include local cultural. It's just so hard over there. It's not like the Holy Land. Holy Land is really small, so it's easy for us to incorporate a lot of that in there. But for Greece, it's pretty big. This is our still active dig site. So it's very, very unique. Very good. Any more questions? So one issue we had this year was the limited cruise availability, the cabin side. For whatever reason, people waited till the last minute. Per person to register. The next payment is 6 months before departure. So that would be in October. And then the final payment would be in January. Now, some people would like monthly installment. You can send as much or as little as payment as you like in between, whatever is comfortable for you. We will waive your surcharge for your initial deposit. So if you choose to pay the deposit with your credit card, we will waive the surcharge for the initial deposit. And the reason why, I know we didn't talk about surcharge, but any electronic payments like credit card, debit card, online, is subject to a 4% surcharge, okay? Except for the initial $500 deposit that you will pay. We will waive that 4%. Now you can fill out the application, the paper form, which is pretty self-explanatory, and we do have to have one per person, or if you like to scan the QR code, and that will take you directly to Pastor's page, online page. And there you can just fill out the form and pay the deposit right then and there. There's a checkbox when you land on that page where you say, I just want to pay the deposit. Just make sure you check that. And if you just want to pay, or if you want to fill out the application online, and there's an option to mail a check. So we'll give you 7 business days to mail us a check, and then if this is what your preference is. So, yes, sir.
With the Israel trip, the trip was canceled for obvious reasons.
Yes.
And in that situation, unless I'm mistaken, you had to go pretty much on a different trip or lose some money, which we lost some money. Is there any chance I missed?
I don't remember we charged anything for cancellation.
This is during the COVID. Was it COVID?
That may have been the other company that.
I think it was the other company.
And that was
Okay.
all COVID related.
Don't scare me, my friend, because I don't remember charging anybody anything.
Which is why we're not
What is-
doing this trip or any other trips with that company.
Yeah, we lost quite a bit of money.
Oh, yeah,
COVID didn't.
with COVID, we did not penalize anyone when they canceled. And I mean, I don't know what the other company's situation is, but we got all our money back from the suppliers, and we didn't keep any of it, even all of our work. It takes us more than a year and a half sometimes to plan these trips, and all that was wasted. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that you're taken care of so that way you're coming back. And if we don't do that, then, what's the point of being in business? If we don't get our repeat customers, might as well shut down. So, very good questions. Come on.
I guess one question,
I quit. No, please. Yeah, this is helping the online people. So.
well, my daughter's supposed to be doing like an 8-week excursion in Italy.
Mhm.
So my husband and I are thinking of going to visit her, but I'm not sure when to get it, know when the college and all that junk. But can we go through you guys and you set up something similar?
Absolutely. So the question was, she wants to deviate to meet her daughter in Italy. Just let us know. Email us. You can deviate. You can go, again, a week before, 3 days before, come back a week later. Whatever arrangements you need, just let us know. We'll provide you with the availability. And you can decide, okay, yes, I'll take your arrangements, or you know what? No, I don't want your arrangements. I'll do my own arrangements. Give me the credit for that airline ticket. And we do have a built-in credit for the airline ticket, and it's $1,090 you will get off the package price if you plan to arrange your own airfare. So upgrades, flight upgrades, it's available. We can provide you with the cost. If you like it, you can take it. You don't like it, you just decline it. There's nothing that's going to be forced on you. You have all the flexibility that you need to make the best decision for you, for your own, well-being. So
Tony has already hinted at this, but the reason he does what he does is related to Christian pilgrimage. Like, that's his goal, is that the stories of the Reformation, of the Holy Land, of Greece, of Italy, like all these things come to life, and pilgrimage is at the heart of this. And so they're just so great at whatever we need to do to figure it out. Even asks, okay, what are the things that you and Tara saw?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so, all right, I want to make a suggestion. It says here, dinner includes one glass of wine per person.
That's not supposed to be in there, but it's okay.
What if you want to, if we want a second glass, we just pay with our own money?
Exactly.
That's what I want to know.
So any additional purchases, you can charge it to your room, and upon checkout, you can take care of that, or you just give pastor's room number, and that would work.
Wow, I eat glass of wine, get charged per room.
Pastor, on the numbers, does the church at Corey have and Lord Life specific max that can come from Lord Life?
Say that again?
Well, I don't know the official.
Oh, how many can go from Lord of Life?
Yeah.
No, because he was up at Epiphany in Centerville today with Corey in that congregation, and then here tonight. And so I had no idea who was going to show up today, and neither did Corey. And so we're going to bump heads after we see, oh, we only got one person that wanted to register now. What does that mean, or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, and I can tell you, based on my experience, again, we have about 15 people here. That tends to equate to about 30 to 35 registrations. And that's how it typically is. If we had 20 people here, I would tell you we would have a group of size of about 40 people. But we did have 15 here and about 15 over there. And so, to me, this trip will sell out sooner than later if we stay with the minimum or with the maximum number. Now, again, if sometimes pastors will have a waiting list. Say if that waiting list got to maybe 10 or 15, they may open it up to a second bus where both trips will run independently. Like with this group right here, I was part of, we had 3 synods, and we had to split it up into two separate buses. And we still had a waiting list after that. But we had 3 synods, 3 bishops, we had 12 pastors with us on this trip. So that's...
So there's 45 people from Lord of Life that want to go. We'll just get our own bus and do our own thing and hang out with Epiphany Centerville
Yeah.
at the hotel.
Yeah, you'll have 2 separate independent buses, 2 separate independent guides. Everything is separate except whatever you do jointly, like maybe worship together, meals together, things that are, that could accommodate both groups together. One thing I forgot to mention that, did I mention it? The Whispers?
No.
Okay. So Whispers devices. These are devices that you will have a receiver, pretty similar to the one I'm wearing here, but I'm actually wearing a transmitter. So the guide will wear a transmitter, similar to the one I'm wearing, and you will receive a receiver. The receiver will have a headset where you can, when I talk through the transmitter, you can hear through the receiver. And the nice thing about these, and why they call them whispers, is that when you're inside of a church, typically you're not supposed to give any explanation. So the guide will be whispering through that little transponder, and that's why they call them whispers. So everyone will have a set. For example, if we do have two separate buses, you will have one receiver and they will have others. And like, well, let's say Pastor Lowell want to address both groups, he will just take the transmitter, both of them together, and speak in one microphone. So it's pretty cool. Here's Pastor Bill. That's the Meteora Monastery in the back. Like on top of those hills are all monasteries. Yeah, on top of these peaks. So. Oh, very nice. Any more questions? Yes, sir.
Most of the days booked up, or there's some days that might be like the free time?
That's a very good question. Not much free time. We don't, it's not that we don't want to give you free time, it's just we think you paid a lot of money for us to just give you free time. You know, again, if you like to go a day before or come back a day later, you know, to have your own little free time, definitely you can do that. There are just, you know, we'll give you free time, let's say in the Placa. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The question was, after, you know, let's say we finish the touring about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock after lunch, and if you decide you want to go explore on your own, absolutely. I would recommend to go as a group, maybe 5, 6, 7. A beautiful monastery. That's St. Stephen's Monastery, which you'll probably visit. This is actually a live monastery, so it's still used today as a monastery, and it's beautiful. It is definitely surreal. Yeah. Any more questions? Going once. Going twice. If you do have a question, please reach out. We have excellent staff in Dallas. We're only 1 hour behind you. So, you know, our staff is always ready to answer questions. Again, when you register, you will get a welcome packet. You will get a recognition of your payment. You will get an insurance quote. All that will come in advance. We will notify you of our next meetings. We will notify you if there's anything that we are missing from you, whether it's passport or roommate. If you don't have a roommate, don't worry about it. We still got plenty of time. We can change rooming structure all the way to about a week or so before the trip. So if you have a neighbor who wants to join and is like, well, I don't have a roommate, let them register. And then we will deal with that later.
Tony, would you mention about the upcharge if you want to know?
Definitely, the price is based off of double occupancy. That's 2 people sharing 1 room, or triple occupancy, which 3 people sharing 1 room. Double occupancy could be a man or you know, Couple, they will have one bed. Friends, brothers, sisters will have 2 separate beds. Triple typically will have 3 separate beds. Those are the option for the cost of the price. If you're a single traveler, or if you prefer to have a private room, there is a single supplement charge. That's I think it's $12.90, $11.90, something like that, $10.90 for a private room, and that room will be throughout the whole trip, all 10 nights throughout. So, pretty good. All right. Thank you all so much. Thank you. God bless you all.
And he'll be here sticking around for a little bit. So
Absolutely.